Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. One man arrested, 3 people injured, and one of them stabbed. That is what police in Dawson City, Yukon were dealing with on Saturday night. It all happened over 2 separate, unrelated incidents. Chris McIntyre reports.
RCMP say they were responding to a disturbance early Saturday morning in front of the Midnight Sun Lounge here in Dawson City. When they arrived, a man and a woman were injured. Nobody from the Dawson detachment was available for comment. That's the first incident police responded to that early morning. About a half an hour later, RCMP responded to a report of a stabbing in the C4 subdivision on Joe Henry Road just outside of the downtown core. A 24-year-old man was arrested and charged and remains in custody. He made his second court appearance this afternoon in Whitehorse. Dawson City officers are actively investigating both incidents, and they advise that there is no indication of any further public safety concerns. Investigators are hoping to speak with anyone who may have information or witness what happened. Chris McIntyre, CBC News, Dawson City.
Nunavut's Court of Appeal has reduced the sentence for a former Iqaluit RCMP special constable convicted of sexual assault. Moses Ikidloak was sentenced to 9 years in federal prison. That punishment went beyond what both the Crown and defense initially recommended, and the appeal court now says it wasn't justified. Samuel Watt reports.
A warning, the story discusses sexual assault. In June 2024, Moses Ikidloak was handed a 9-year federal prison sentence. That's for 3 counts of sexual assault over a 13-year span, each time while the victim was asleep. But that's more than double what the Crown and Defence jointly recommended at the time. The judge in that sentencing, Justice Paul Bychuk, said the proposed punishment was, in his words, so out of whack and completely unhinged. Ikidloak appealed that, and now the appeal court has sided with him. In a memorandum filed on July 10, 3 appeal court justices say the sentence did not account for several factors. They include Ikidloak's prospects for rehabilitation, the hardship of being in jail as a former member of the police, the incorrect description of what happened during one of the incidents. Above all, the judge did not properly justify why he rejected the initial joint sentence. Ikidloak's time behind bars is now down to 4 years. Samuel Watt, CBC News, Iqaluit.
The Northwest Territories Education Minister says her department will implement recommendations made by an independent investigator. The investigator looked into how the Territory responded to the discovery of elevated levels of lead in drinking water at 2 Yellowknife schools. The findings were released publicly yesterday. The investigator found the public, Chief Public Health Officer, even Education Minister were not informed of the results for months because staff in both the Education and Infrastructure departments didn't understand the health implications of lead in drinking water. Here's more from the NWT's Education Minister.
What happened here is we ended up without a clear process plan of how to really do this work. We ended up with people who are not the people who are experienced in this type of work doing it. And really what this highlighted was a need to ensure that we have an all-of-government approach and are really leaning into the experts in their fields when doing this work and making sure that we have a clear, coordinated plan before we jump into something like this, and that we're not just planning out how we're going to do the initial testing or the initial work, but also how we're going to communicate internally about findings, how we're going to mitigate those findings, and how we're going to communicate externally. So normally infrastructure stuff like this is not handled within the Department of Education, and at the end of the day, I'm very thankful that initiative was taken by a staff member who was reading the news to say, okay, you know, Yukon's looking into this. We should maybe look into this too, and took the initiative to say, hey, can I send out some lead testing kits to schools? And that work was done. But it was done at an operational level. It didn't involve all of the people it needed to involve from the onset of that. So going forward, what we're doing is making sure that all of our experts, all the people who do have those answers and who do have that information are involved in the planning process to ensure that we're not just putting together a regular water testing protocol, but we're also making sure that all of the right people are approving that protocol. So making sure the Office of the Chief Public Health Officer is included in that approval process, and making sure also that we've got the mitigation steps needed to ensure that as soon as something is highlighted or flagged, that the right people are flagged, that the right people are communicated to, that the right responses happen. We are committed to, in principle, applying the recommendations and making sure that we take the findings of the investigator and implement them. And so we are looking at how we do regular testing in the territory and what that schedule will look like. And I think it's important too, as we work to rebuild trust with parents and staff and families across the territory, that everybody knows at the end of the day what that looks like, and can access that information.
The GNWT says there's a steering committee in the works for this issue, and that it plans to test water in NWT schools annually starting this fall. Meanwhile, in Clyde River, Nunavut, cloudy water is prompting the territorial government to issue a boil water advisory. Any water for consumption needs to be brought to a rolling boil for 1 minute. So that means if you're using water to drink, cook, wash fruits and vegetables, or brush your teeth, it needs to be boiled first. Tourism operators in Hay River NWT are still recovering from recent natural disasters. As the GNWT is building a new structure at the town's beach, one local says there are more pressing needs. Carla Ulrich has that story.
Tourism infrastructure in the South Slave region has been damaged in recent years, first by floods, then by fire, and a longtime Hay River business owner wants to see it fixed. The GNWT is building a new lifeguard tower and picnic area at the beach, and Jane Groenewagen says it's the wrong time and the wrong place for it. She wishes tourism operators had been given a chance to weigh in before construction started.
Like, who wanted this? Yes, it's replacing something, but the timing is off. The beach is a disaster. There isn't really much of a beach anymore.
Groenewagen says there was no community consultation before the project start. She didn't see any signs or public notices explaining the project.
They could have consulted people that are in the tourism business in Hay River and said, look, what would be a priority? What would be a good investment of our limited resources to either fix something or improve something or build something that would really, be a good fit for the priorities of the local people.
A spokesperson with Industry, Tourism and Investment say they applied for a permit through the town. This allows residents to voice concerns about the project, and anyone with concerns should take them to the town of Hay River. The new building at the beach is replacing one that was damaged in the 2022 flood. It's being rebuilt in the same location with upgrades to reduce future flood risk. ITI says the project is still in the site preparation phase. Carla Ulrich, CBC News, Fort Smith.
Tourism operators in Nunavut say they're noticing a shift. Business seems to be doing well, in some cases better than ever. They don't have the stats to back it up, but many wonder if it's due to more Canadians canceling travel to the United States amid the ongoing trade war. Heather Kitching has more.
Adventure Canada says there are more Canadians than ever before on their small boat expeditions. One person even canceled an Alaska cruise and lost their deposit so they could cruise the Eastern Arctic instead. But the company that specializes in far-flung destinations says people usually book around a year in advance, so it's hard to know where the trend is going. Chris Mitchell at Arctic Bay Adventures, meanwhile, says they have 6 or 7 land-based summer tours this summer, up from almost none 2 years ago. And one of those guests used to go to Alaska.
I believe that part of our uptick is related to people that are looking for something other than the Stars and Stripes for a vacation package. They're looking for the maple leaf.
But other numbers tell a different tale. The territorial government says it hasn't seen signs of increased interest from tourists yet. Neither Airline Canadian North nor travel agent Flight Centre say they've seen increased bookings, but Flight Centre says it is detecting more interest in the North, and that could influence booking decisions next year. Heather Kitching, CBC News.
We haven't heard much from Prime Minister Mark Carney on that trade war with the United States recently, but his latest comments suggest Canadians may have to lower expectations when it comes to eliminating tariffs. Ashley Burke explains.
The Prime Minister has said he wants Donald Trump to lift all of his tariffs, but now Mark Carney's clearest indication yet that a tariff-free deal with the U.S. might not be possible. In French, Carney says there's not a lot of evidence right now the U.S. is willing to reach deals with countries without tariffs, and the government wants to stabilize the situation for Canada.
We've seen no deals to date where another country has been able to secure a tariff-free environment.
This international trade lawyer says the UK is a prime example. Its deal with the U.S. includes a 10% baseline tariff, and he says Carney is now resetting expectations here.
He floated a trial balloon for Canadians and Canadian businesses, basically saying, here's what this looks like. Is this okay if there's a baseline tariff that sticks? Or do we really have to start offering more by way of concessions to the United States?
We are really not interested in a baseline tariff.
The steel industry hit hard by Trump's 50% tariffs says Carney is being realistic, but it can't survive if these levies stay in place.
We will simply not exist anymore in as strong a way as we do today. So we are on the downward slope. We can now confirm that as of May, we have lost 30% of Canadian production of steel. So that's nationwide.
But a former Conservative leader says a baseline tariff might be unavoidable.
We want to get a deal that has a low as possible general tariff rate and an exemption completely, hopefully, for steel, aluminum, auto, and energy. I think if we go for that goal, it'll be good for Canada.
In a phone interview with the BBC, Trump suggested that he's ready to make a deal with Canada. But when I asked the Prime Minister if a deal is within reach by the August 1st deadline, he would only say that he believes discussions will intensify between now and then. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
In light of the U.S. tariffs, most provinces and the Yukon are breaking down internal trade barriers around alcohol. That'll make it easier for consumers to buy beer, wine, and spirits from jurisdictions they don't live in. Sharon Noonan-Reynolds has that story.
By next spring, you might be able to order alcoholic beverages from outside your province.
Right now, each province has their own rules for buying booze from a different province or territory. For example, let's say you live here in Quebec and you want to order a case of wine for personal consumption directly from an Ontario producer or retailer like the LCBO. You are allowed to drive it over yourself, but if you want it shipped, you need to get permission from Quebec's liquor board or have them order it for you directly. Restaurants here are in the same boat. They generally can only source from the SAQ or some local artisanal producers who have a specific permit. And local producers can only sell to the SAQ or directly to customers at their own production facility. But now, most Canadian provinces and territories have signed an agreement to remove some of those barriers.
To align all these different provinces who historically have worked in silo with their own liquor commissions, to get them on board to do one program, a national program that will allow direct-to-consumer sales.
It's still unclear what exactly this new process would look like in practice and what exactly direct-to-consumer actually means here. Would we be able to buy directly from producers or have to go through liquor boards in provinces that currently have them? What about ordering directly from producers locally, which is something Quebecers can't currently do? What about taxes, shipping, public health concerns? Let's say a Quebecer orders a whiskey from Saskatchewan. Do they pay their alcohol tax rate, Quebec's, or a new national one? How much could you order? Would the minimum age be 18 or 19? The provinces say there's still a lot they need to figure out.
This has never been done before, and so we want to make sure that we get it right.
One thing we know for sure is that nothing will change for restaurants. The change will affect consumers and producers. This Montreal distillery owner says that while it's a move in the right direction, it probably won't be much of a boost for Quebec producers who are more locally focused anyway. He adds that these new provincial agreements still won't give him access to shelf space in stores or liquor boards outside the province.
All consumers are going to go, hey, it's wonderful that I have more choice. So from a producer's perspective, it's a little different. I don't know that it's going to bring a significant change.
Still, some experts are hopeful that the move opens the door for what's really the larger goal here, more interprovincial trade.
I do think this shows a greater momentum, and if provinces can come together and make up a deal, this can show as a precedent for other sectors which would further develop in the future.
The participating provinces and territories hope to have this new process in place by May 2026.
That was the CBC's Sharon Noonan-Reynald in Montreal.
Does public transit really need more police officers? And so this is it.
Welcome to the Greenbelt.
It is now believed that Titan was destroyed. It makes sense that they get a larger share, or does it?
All of this, just single detached homes.
Yes.
What do we know? How is that even possible? Well, with a little bit of help, I think we can explain it.
About that with Andrew Chang.
I brought a few friends along with me today.
3, 2, 1.
Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of the Dragons. Take me home, James.
Full of surprises here on The Den.
Dragon's Den. Watch free on CBC Gem. 12 of Britain's best amateur bakers have made it to the tent.
This is an absolute dream.
Every inch of their baking skill will be scrutinised.
Lovely jubbly.
Those that falter will leave the tent.
One wrong move and it's over.
You want a game? Bring it on.
Go, go, go!
Oh my God! We need help out there.
Yeah, we'll come for you.
This is it! Canada's ultimate challenge. Welcome to your new home.
Mais il est trop chaud. He understands French. I'm not seeing this as a suicide.
Someone sure wanted us to think it was.
Gallagher is suspect number 1.
Tell me, was it the mad politics you didn't like, or the fact that he's living with your wife?
I know he's into something. I just got to prove it.
No, we all have a past. Find his.
Be careful around Fitz. Donnie's got a lot of demons that tend to appear when no one expects it.
Our family is about to do something we've never done before.
Leave the store while we go to India.
Looks like you're no good bet.
It's safe to say a whole lot has changed with Rankin Inlet's co-op in the last 50 years, and Mike Kenny would know. He was the co-op manager there in 1975, and he recently returned to the community. He says he was inspired to return after spotting a stamp of former resident Josie Kusakak, the first president of Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami. Kenny says back in 1975, the co-op had a broader role in the community, but when he arrived, the store hardly had any inventory.
We bought carvings and bought and sold fur. We had a construction company. We had freight. We had labor supply contracts with the government. We were like one of the few games in town.
Kelly says his former assistant manager was Peter Itinua, who went on to become Canada's first Inuk MP. He says while many of his former co-workers have passed, he still recognizes people in town and he's happy to be back. 2 Indigenous women are setting out to decolonize the conversation around climate change in a new season of their podcast. Caitlin Adams is part Inuk and Madeline Bajan is part Mi'kmaq, and they are the creators behind the series Spilling Labrador Tea Under Cedar Trees. Both are descendants of 60 Scoop survivors. That was part of the inspiration for the podcast, to share Indigenous stories they feel are missing from the public discourse. The upcoming season is about climate change. Adams believes it's important to include voices from communities who see the effects firsthand.
I feel that we haven't quite gotten it yet when we're talking about climate change, I feel. And we can talk about it in a very technical sense. We talk about it siloed and in these different places and not looking at it as a holistic issue.
They'll start recording the next season in the fall, and a release date will come soon after. Nunavut Mute will soon be able to explore a satirical take of the story of Taktupaluk through a pair of goggles. Filming has just wrapped up in Iqaluit for the virtual reality film. It's a 360-degree choose-your-own-adventure experience. The film takes you to the island between Nunavut and Greenland, which has historically been the site of a border dispute. One of the filmmakers says the island was a perfect setting for a political satire.
When Taktupaluk, the real-life island, became such a sticking point between two colonizing countries, I thought this was an opportunity to tell stories in a joyful way, political satire, but also imagining this world where Inuit are asserting self-determination without borders in mind.
The team is looking at a December release date for the film. Mount Sima in Whitehorse is offering a new activity. The ski hill now has an 18-hole disc golf course. George Morales has more on what makes this course unique.
Usually at Mount Sima, it's skiers, snowboarders, and bikers flying high. Now, circular discs can be added to the list.
This is one of our 18 disc golf baskets that are now spread all over this mountain. We had a few folks that were really interested in having a disc golf course here at the mountain. Internally as a team, we're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And we started going down the path of figuring what that even looks like. And yeah, so many years later, we finally have our course open from the top to the bottom.
The course is unique in that it spans the entire ski hill.
Well, the course starts at the top, so it's a play-down course. First hole's right at the top of Haley's, which is one of the green runs on the mountain. But it slowly makes its way over to the pokies, back into the forest, and then pops out onto the runs for a little while.
Another option unique to the Sima course is how you get to the first hole.
On the Wednesday and Friday nights, we have bike nights, and so the lift is running. So there's you can get a lift ticket to go up and play, which is a great way to do it because you get up there real fast, and you can probably even do a couple rounds, I think. And then on the regular days where we're not running the lift, but we're open from 12 to 7, you can show up at the bottom and hike up if you want, or you can ask for a ride up, which is an extra $10. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 5 people. It depends on. Yeah, we can fit 5 people at a time in our side-by-side, and then we can get you up to the top and you can play down that way.
Have you played the course yet?
Yeah, I played the course from top down. As I was mentioning, I'm an ultimate Frisbee player, so these little mini discs are really weird to me, so I'm learning.
Mount Sima has already hosted a tournament with players from across Canada taking part. Otley says the feedback was good, with everyone talking about the views.
We've definitely chosen spots where either the tee pad is in a beautiful spot where you have a good view, or where the basket is. It takes you through some amazing terrain that you usually don't see on the mountain, summer or winter. So it's a great way to see the mountain in a totally different way.
The disc golf course at Sima is now open 7 days a week, and it'll stay that way until the snow flies. George Moratis, CBC News, Whitehorse. Oh, that was bad.
It was a good effort, George. It was a good effort. It's bright lights, big city for some Yellowknife dancers. They are headed to New York City, a place many of them have dreamed of going. Sarah St. Pierre went to check out a rehearsal.
These dancers are kickball changing their way all the way to Broadway. Not only will they get to perform in Times Square, they'll also dance under the lights of one of Broadway's oldest stages. For some of them, it's a lifelong wish.
It's been a dream for me to go to New York, and I get to share that experience with my teammates.
Not many dancers ever get this chance. The director of the studio says it'll be a special trip.
It's really, truly inspiring to get to take this group of dancers to New York City. Them getting to participate in these workshops is what I think I'm most excited for them to experience.
The girls will even get to take masterclasses with some real Broadway pros from shows like Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. They say they have a lot to look forward to.
Dancing and definitely the workshops, I'm very excited for those.
The team has been practicing for this since January. You may have even caught them showcasing one number around Yellowknife. The studio held auditions for the trip last September.
It was really fun. We got to see all these people, especially new dancers, express how much fun they wanted to have, the amount of community that wanted to come and dance with new people, and it was really nice to see that.
38 dancers made the Bella Beats Broadway-bound team. They are 8 to 20 years old. Olivia Craig is one of them. She's been dancing since she was 3 years old, but she says she has been feeling the nerves ahead of the trip.
Because it's Broadway and dancing in front of lots of people, lots and lots.
The Bella Beats will land in New York on July 23rd. 2 days later, they'll hit the Broadway stage before performing in Times Square the following Sunday. Sarah Saint-Pierre, CBC News, Yellowknife.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.